Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. We're your hosts. I'm Sybil Amuti.
And I'm Brandis Daniel.
What's up, great girlfriends?
Hey, great girlfriends.
It is such a beautiful day in New York.
Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Girl, I went to get on a city bike on my way to meeting you.
Mm-hmm.
The wind reminded me that...
that it was not summertime.
Not summertime. So I promptly jumped on the A train and met you downtown.
It makes sense. Makes sense.
How are you, Brandis?
I am doing good.
Yeah?
I'm doing good. I had a little bit of a challenging morning.
Oh.
But, oh my goodness. I had a little bit of a challenging morning, but made it through it. And so that's my testimony is no matter how bad the storm looks.
Preach.
You can get through it. God will provide a way out of no way. But I'm good. I'm excited. Like I'm super excited about 2016.
How did we go from you doing to 2016? Are we all the way there?
No, I didn't say 2017.
No, you said 2016.
I don't know because I'm just excited. I feel like the year ain't over yet. I got lots more things, a lot more things I need to get done.
These next couple of weeks, I'm like on the edge of my seat because it's election time, and I'm like,
oh my goodness. Now you just messed up my mood.
No, I didn't. Listen, God is in the middle of this whole scenario. Let me tell you something.
He is.
And everyone that's listening, vote.
Please vote, ladies.
Vote.
Please vote.
Vote. Like, get out there. I mean, call your friends, your uncles, your cousins, everyone, and tell them to vote.
Absolutely.
I can't think of an election more important than this one.
No, I agree. And you know what you said was so important, that God is in control and nothing is catching him by surprise.
No.
Nothing.
No. And I some days I think I want to look in God's box and see what he sees, but then I'm like, nah, I'm straight.
Right.
I'm straight.
Because, girl,
I don't need to know all that intel. My little bit is good.
Your little bit is good.
Girl.
We couldn't handle his box.
No.
Girl, his box would stop us in our tracks.
No. I would collapse.
We would go roll up and get under the bed.
I'm like, I can't live no more. I know too much.
I know. How are you?
But he's in control. I'm great. How was my weekend? My weekend was good. It was peaceful and active and fun and chill at the same time.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
It was it was a complex weekend. It was great though. Like I did a lot and I did nothing too.
That's good. You're making me think. What did I feel like Saturday? My day was booked. Oh, it was booked. Okay. Yeah, it was.
Let me see what Instagram has to say about your Saturday. I'm not even going to talk to you about it. I'm going to go to Brandis's hashtag. Y'all know how I like to check in on Mabel's hashtag.
I'm pulling yours up too.
Let me get on Mabel's Instagram.
Don't you worry.
At Brandis Daniel. And let me see what exactly she was up to. Oh, great. Your weekend looks so exciting. Random man with you and Sky in the picture. I kid. His name is, what's his name? Ouija from Brooklyn Circus.
Yes.
Which I love how he's tied his bandana. And then we go, and Sky is looking like, what is this thing on your head?
Girl,
look at her. She's
Sky, let me tell y'all something. When Sky starts talking, I'm in trouble.
Oh, you are in trouble.
Oh, I'm in trouble. I already know.
She's going to let you know everything
I already know.
And then we go to, I imagine this is yesterday. She looks so adorable.
That is from yesterday.
Oh, she's so cute in this picture. You look great too with your red lip.
Well, thank you.
And your swoop.
Thank you very much.
Classic Brandis. I love. So is this the summary of the weekend?
So that is not the summary of the weekend.
Oh, okay.
However,
I
don't think I took any more pictures this weekend, but our Saturday was packed.
Says who?
It was
says Instagram.
Not says Instagram, but it was Jam-packed from the morning until 4:00 a.m. Sunday morning.
Wow. Oh, you had one of those
I
kind of
had one of those
weekends.
Saturdays.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so glad we got to spend that time together. Mm-hmm.
I should have. Let me look at your Instagram, which is Sybil underscore Amuti, because I don't think I see much here either. Let's see.
Yeah, I kept it really simple,
Girl, I love this picture of Sam and Dylan. I cracked up when I read that. She said, my Saturday scene, I have no idea what she said or did to aggravate him, but it worked. And Dylan is giving like this very devious smile, and Sam is like over it. He's so over it.
He's so over it. He'll do his time, and then he's like, all right, Dylan, leave me alone. And then you look on Sunday, he was so upset over that lose on football.
Aw,
look at his face. He was like, Mommy, I don't know if I want to do more of this. I'm like, brother, you are just getting started. Listen,
right.
You don't get to quit.
We can do a whole podcast on that,
Come
Sam.
on. Won't he do it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so you didn't put much up. I see the sky. See a picture of
picture
of the sky.
So if anyone that follows me on Instagram knows how much I love a beautiful sunny sky, and I study clouds, and I just think they're so beautiful, and they mean so much to me, and I post them. Mm-hmm. I probably look crazy, but
so over the weekend, Sybil saw the sky, and poor Sam lost his football game.
The end.
That's all I see.
That's all you
Don't
see.
come for me, Sybil.
Unless I send for you.
Do not come for me.
I love it. So,
wait a minute.
What?
So this weekend we actually did. I don't know how I forgot this.
Oh my goodness!
On Friday night, we did an old school TGG Jerry Lewis. What did they used to call them?
They used to call them telethons.
Telethon.
Money.
We did a telethon on Friday night on Facebook Live. If you're in our Facebook group, which is The Great Girlfriends, it's a private group. But if you're in that group, you saw the video of us doing a full-on telethon. We're trying to increase our Facebook group membership from 13,000. We were actually at 12,000. We were at 12,000. We're 12,400 members, and our goal is to be at 16,000 members by the end of this year. So we actually got on Facebook Live and had a ball.
Funny.
We had a ball.
It was Brandis After Dark.
All the way up to midnight on Friday night. I was so tired. And then after that, I had to do my hair. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you
to get ready for Saturday.
Too funny. Yeah, she was up, and we did a good job. So I call Brandis Mabel when it's late and when she's getting tired.
I'm so done.
She starts getting
Y'all know
surly.
my bedtime
I'm like,
at 9.
listen, Mabel, you're going to have to snap out of this because we got stuff to do. So Mabel did an exceptional job of staying up past 9:30, and I just want to celebrate you, Mabel.
Thank you very much.
You really did a really great job.
I had a streak going on.
You did.
Friday night to midnight, Saturday to 4 a.m. in the morning.
You were going hard this
weekend. I went hard, yeah.
We
were celebrating a friend's birthday. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I just wanted to say that we love you, girlfriends, from the heart. Like, we rocks with y'all.
I know. Do we have more iTunes reviews?
We do. I'm over here I'm digging one up because I really want to share that. And also, our great girlfriends, while I dig that up, you can share our great girlfriend winners got to go out to the Together conference in Atlanta.
Oh, yes. That was so much fun. So we did a social media contest for the Together Live tour. And 2 members, well, no, not more. It was several winners who got a chance to actually go to that event. Courtesy of the Great Girlfriends.
Which would be us.
We took care of them.
And we had some winners go out in Brooklyn to the events, and we got to spend that evening enjoying the conference, and we also sent people out in Atlanta. It was fantastic. Special shout out to Jennifer Rudolph Walsh and all of the change agents and trailblazers that participate in the Together conference. It was just amazing. It was such a rewarding experience. Glennon Doyle Melton is probably one of the funniest humans. I don't know why she's not in comedy. Maybe she is. And she mask it. Because she is, when I say comical,
hilarious.
Oh my gosh, she lit my night up with some of the things that she said.
Yes.
So anyway, in our reviews, this is so great. I'm going to read a quick one because we want to dive deep into Brandis' special content for today.
You calling it my
It's
content?
Brandis's, yes.
All right.
Mahalia Jackson, 55. Listen, Haley, like Martin said in Selma, Haley.
Haley.
Yes. I want to hear the voice of God. Anyway, Mahalia says, being a mom and wife, my life is jam-packed full of activity with very little downtime. The Great Girlfriends is one of the things in my downtime toolkit, along with tea baths and wine. At the end of every episode, I always feel empowered. Mahalia, thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
You know, I always wonder if this Southern drawl has a place in anyone's downtime, because I just feel like we're so Southern.
We
and
are an extra
I'm
Southern
like,
on this
who wants
podcast.
to listen to us in their quiet time?
We're Southern times too.
We are Southern times too. So thank you, Mahalia, for including us in your quiet and peaceful time and for considering us empowering. Having said that, Brandis, what are we talking about today?
Oh,
girl?
I'm so excited. This topic today really touches my soul.
Does it?
Yes.
The city of your soul?
Yes,
I love
because
it.
it was an aha moment for me.
Really? Tell us about it.
So what we're talking about today is perspective, and how your perspective affects so much of your life.
Preach.
I mean, it's a game changer.
It really is.
It really is.
I love that.
It is a game changer. I talked about it a little bit on Facebook Live on Friday night, but perspective is everything. And the thing that's funny about it is that a lot of times we don't even know we have a certain perspective, and we don't realize that perspective is shaping our decisions every single moment, not every single day. It's affecting how we act, what we say, what we do in every situation.
This is true. So I love it. I'm ready and nervous because I think I'm gonna need some pen and paper, as we all do when we listen to the Great
Yeah, you're
Girlfriends.
gonna need
Grab
some
your pen and paper.
Absolutely.
Because we need to dive into this. So, perspective, defined by Webster as a particular attitude toward or a way of regarding something, a point of view. So that is like your guiding thoughts, your influencing thoughts, your opinion or your regard over life and your job and your career and your marriage and kids and
Yes.
every money.
All of
everything.
it. Everything.
And it also says a true understanding of the relative importance of things, a sense of proportion. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Tell me, Brandis, when you say that we don't have, a sense of our perspective, you mean we're not intentional about it, or?
I don't think we're intentional about it. I think we have a perspective on people. We have a perspective on situations. We have a perspective on what's possible for us. We have all of this. All of us have one. We all have one. But I don't think we're very intentional about it at all, because a lot of it's been passed down. So our perspective is so ingrained based on what we've been taught by our parents, what we've been taught by our environment. And so we walk through the world with a perspective on everything and everybody. And we don't realize that's why, so many people are in their feelings all the time.
Yeah.
Because their perspective on things is, that people are out to hurt me, that you can't trust people. I was at an event on Saturday, and this woman was talking about, it was my husband's friend's girlfriend. And she was talking about her daughter, and she was saying to her daughter that, you have to have your own. Like, you have to have your own at all times. And she was talking about how, you can't expect for your friends to do this, and you can't expect for your friends to do that, and you can't trust your friends to do this, and you can't trust your friends to do that. And I said to her, well, maybe you should talk to her about having better friends, right? Because at the end of the day, and she was like, absolutely, but at the end of the day, if you walk through the world thinking, that's just like one situation, but if you walk through the world thinking that people are thinking a certain way about you, you walk through thinking that, you can't trust, people can't be trusted, or women don't like me. We make these like overarching
these
statements,
generalizations
right?
that are horrible.
about, about people and about
Yeah.
situations. Or, if I go into this space, everyone's going to be so snooty. I already know it because they're snooty over there. Or if I walk into this space, it's going to be so hood. Like, we have all this perspective, and then we go into these situations with our mind already made up. And for us to see anything differently, someone has to bang us over the head with something different for us to even see anything different.
Very true.
Right? People have perspective on marriage. Marriage is so hard. Like, there's perspective
I've tried this before. It didn't work. I tried this before. It
on
didn't
everything. And so it just affects. So my big aha moment was, should I share my story? What happened to me? Or not
in
yet?
In a minute. Because I love that. So that is a challenge that we are not intentional around, like, framing our perspective.
Right.
Consequently, we tend to take on limiting perspectives that have been
Absolutely.
passed down or are a result of consequences that we faced that have led us to believe certain things.
Absolutely.
I love that. And then we live our lives as a reflection of that.
Yes.
So we start cornering ourselves and
Yes.
boxing ourselves into conditions because we think that things have to meet certain terms, according to our point of view or our perspective, when we just haven't given ourselves a chance to learn more.
Right. Or we think in our minds that certain things are off limits. We
Yeah.
never say it verbally.
No.
But our perspective is that these things right here are off limits to us. So I don't even put myself in that position, or I don't even position myself to be around certain people or position myself to be in certain situations because those things are off limits to me.
Yeah. I can even think of times when I've been in coaching conversations with women and they're talking to me about, the glass ceiling, and how they know that they have a limited term at their company because of this ceiling that everyone has hit their head against. And I said to this one girl, well, if everyone's been busting at this glass, you should be the one to break through it.
Right.
It should be fractured just enough
Right.
for you to be able to bust through that glass,
Right.
And be the one
Yes.
that breaks the ceiling.
Yes.
Because there are people that break ceilings.
Yes.
But the point of view says, or the attitude says that because so many other women who I've already esteemed as better than me,
Right.
or more qualified, were not able to do it. I'm certainly not qualified, and
Absolutely.
that's the perspective that limits what I see is possible.
Absolutely.
And I there's so many different conditions, but I totally relate. And I love what you said about we can't move past it.
Can't move
And
past it.
Where can you go?
Right.
Or if you do come out of a corner, you come out boxing.
You come.
Because you got to protect
Right.
yourself the whole way.
It's so true.
You are boxing your way out that bad boy. Like, if I'm coming out unscathed. No one's going to harm me. I got to protect myself. I have to be safe.
Yeah.
Things have to be on my terms in
Absolutely.
order for it to work.
And we create all this stress for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we perceived a situation to be so tough, or we perceived our day to be tough, or we perceived a meeting that we have to, be in to be challenging before we even get in the meeting.
Yeah.
So we've built
that
up.
Anticipation is a pain.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So we've built up all of this angst.
Yeah.
Because we've perceived that this thing is gonna be tough for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real, girlfriends, listen, you can silently ouch. You could just say it out loud at the gym, at the job, in the car, wherever you are, just be like, ouch.
We all do
because
it.
I'm sure each one of you can locate a place where your attitude or your point of view has created challenges for you to have fresh eyes around of possibility. Because truth be told, normally the perspectives that keep us back have been, like you said, passed down. They've been taught to us through conditions that other people have gone through, or it's been for us retrospectively looking at other people's lives and mistakes that we feel they may have made, not knowing enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's hear this story, Brandis. I gotta know. I wanna know.
Okay, so here was the aha moment.
Okay.
Though. When this situation happened, I said, "Oh my goodness, we're all living lives based on our perspective."
Yeah.
Our lives are reflective of whatever our perspective is.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about that, that's like, honestly, ladies, I don't know. I don't know how you feel when I just said that, but that for me like resonated to the core.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sending emails out to designers working with a very select few designers on a sales project. I'm gonna become a sales partner for them with HFR. And there was one designer in particular who I felt was really elevated. Okay. And in the past, there's times when I've wanted to partner with them and it didn't work out, or I felt like they didn't think that HFR was there yet. It's been a while since I've reached out to them, but still in my head, this person was already really successful. But I still sent the email to them anyway. Okay. So email comes back to me, and what I read is, oh, this sounds like a really interesting opportunity. I would love to see the lines when you're available. So I said, oh, he thinks I'm actually pitching him to pick up designer lines.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, how do I email them back and say, oh no, this was actually for you, without being offensive or whatever. So I sat on this email for 2 or 3 days. And one day I was like, let me just email him back and tell him, oh, this was actually for you. I actually meant that, this is an opportunity for your brand. And I called out their brand. So I get an email back, and the email says, yes, I know. That's what I was saying. I would love for you to come check out the line when you're available.
Oh.
I had totally misread the email because of my perspective. So his email actually said, this sounds really interesting. I would love for you to come check out my new line. Let me know when you're available. But I read something totally different based on my perspective. And when I tell you guys, when I got this, I felt like running around. When I get something, I'm like, I'm going to tell everybody this right now.
Yes.
Because I was like, what else in my life am I misreading?
Yes.
What else in my life am I misinterpreting because of my perspective?
Yes.
And it was just one of those things. I mean, meeting went great, went by. They've signed on, like, a great meeting, going to be a really great partnership. But what if that designer had never emailed me back?
Yeah.
And had
took what you said.
And had gotten took what I said with the wrong perspective and been like, what is she talking about? Right? So if they had never emailed me back, that would have been business I would have missed out on.
Oh my God.
An opportunity I would have missed out on. A great opportunity to work with an amazing brand.
Yeah.
But it was all about how I had interpreted. I had already had a perspective about this particular designer. I already brought all that baggage from the past to this conversation. So I misread the email.
And it's so simple and so huge at the same time.
It was
monumental.
yes.
And because it was literally the complexity of where you were and how things translate to you when you read them. Like, and it's almost like how people send texts and the translation just gets, I mean, has any one of you girlfriends gotten a text and you like, hold up.
Right.
Right. Did that text just come through? And then you get on the phone and you realize it was totally different from what you read.
Totally
but
different.
Based on the conditions of your mind and your point of view at the time when you read things and when you process things, it translates totally differently.
Absolutely.
That's the craziest thing. I love that. Well, I know personally, like when I think about my point of view or my attitude and where my biggest shift on perspective changed, it changed with my relationship with God and who I am versus who God saw me as. So I, growing up was always very religious and went to church and had, all the church every Sunday. I mean, I've done the time, right? Got a good resume. Okay. I've served in every ministry. All right. But I didn't always have that relationship part. And so I would, many, many years of my adult life, I went through the scarcity mindset. And the scarcity mindset says that things are running out. Everything is running out. Time is running out. Money's running out. Energy's running out. Everything is at a point of fatality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have the mindset to believe that there was more.
Wow.
And I didn't have the mindset to believe there was more because I only have faith as far as I could see. My perspective was that I was in control and that my life was my own and that I was the governing and guiding force in my life. Therefore, what I had in my hand is what I had.
Wow.
right? Which meant if I had 1,000 in the bank, that's what I had.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
So I'm about to be broke forever.
Wow.
Because that's going to run out.
Right.
And I don't have enough faith and I don't have enough knowledge of abundance to tell myself how to regenerate more. And it was years of this. And it wasn't even just that. It was time. I had so many responsibilities that I continued to stack them, and to the point I couldn't see hours in a day. And I felt like I was peaking over. And by the time I looked up, the day was ending every day.
Wow.
So I always felt like I was running a race against time.
Wow.
And my time was always running out. Like I never had enough. I was so insufficient in time. Then when it came time to, all right, if I do want to grow my resources in my business, who do I call? I don't even have enough resources for a phone call. Like something in me said I didn't know the right people to make the right phone calls to get the results that I was looking for.
Wow.
I don't have enough.
Wow.
Because remember, if I'm scarce, everything and everyone in my life is scarce.
Yes.
Oh, she don't know nobody. Oh, that person can't do nothing for me. That person working accountant. Oh,
Yes.
this person, this is not enough. Oh, that person, that person is not helpful. This person can't do. This person doesn't know.
Yes.
If I'm limited, everyone around me is limited, right? So what does it say? My hands are tied and I'm clutching. I have no one to call, know what to do, and I'm completely scarce in every way. Which means what about my marriage? It's gonna end, right? It's gonna run out.
Wow.
The love gonna run dry.
Wow.
Because everything in me screams scarcity. Everything. Wow. And it wasn't that I didn't have abundance. I didn't know.
Yes.
I did not know. And my aha moment came, I think when baby number, my milestones, y'all are they're a big part of my life is tied towards babies. Baby number 1, when I looked up and I realized nothing was growing at a rate that I wanted to. I would take Sam to the parks and we would just walk and walk and walk and me and that boy were all over New York City, everywhere, no matter the season. And I would watch the flowers and the seasons change. And I noticed that the seasons were changing, but I wasn't. Nothing about my life was blossoming in the way that I wanted it to. And I couldn't locate the root. So whenever we get angry, that's when we go to God.
Right.
God, you said.
With an attitude.
With an attitude. With all the things that he said that I'm not seeing results in. And you're not a good father.
Right.
And that's the way I looked at it. And that's the way I communicated with God. And God talks to me the way I talk to him. So I got attitude back. Like, you don't even know me. Because if you knew me, you would know that nothing in your life is as it seems. And I remember, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Nothing in my life is as it seems. And I realized that it was the lens, my perspective, my attitude, my point of view. Everything had an end.
Wow.
Everything was death.
Wow.
I was killing things by my mindset.
Yes.
I was killing it all.
Yes.
So I had to really plug into that one line. Nothing in your life is as it seems. So I'm like, well, what do I see? What do I believe it is versus what God is trying to tell me? I have to create a bridge there because I need to connect with what he's saying because he doesn't lie. I just don't know his truth.
Yes.
And that changed it for me.
Wow.
That changed it for me. To change me completely.
Wow.
I'm telling you, game changer. So when you say what you say about your attitude or your point of view around things and how it controls or dominates everything in your life, I look at the web of how it affects how I look at you, how I look at Rich, how I look at Sky, how I look at business. If I were to have continued that, how many moments I would have missed.
Yes.
And I probably would be divorced right now. I probably wouldn't have had Dylan because we probably would divorced before Dylan. Just all the dead things that would have existed that I would have been looking at talking about, I knew it was going to run out. I knew it was going to,
Because we create it.
We create it.
Whatever it is we think, we create it.
Yeah.
So if you think things are scarce, guess what? They are scarce. If you think relationships are scarce, they are scarce.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're giving off.
Yeah.
And you're coming across, I know women who they say, I really don't have anybody in my life. I really don't have people in my life. And
lies and deceit.
Yes, lies and deceit. And even I had a friend that went through that at one time, and she told me about how Literally just her changing her mindset. Because here's the thing, when you have the mindset that I don't have anybody in my life, honestly, that mindset repels the right
Oh
people.
my God, it runs them off.
It runs
Yeah.
them off because
Yep.
if you tell me I don't really have many people in my life, guess what? I don't want to be your only person.
Yep.
Too much pressure for me.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's
Yep.
like, so I can't really be in somebody's life who says they don't have anybody in their life because that's too much pressure on
And I
me.
gotta be the source.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And I'm not doing that.
I'm backing off of that situation.
Now, girlfriends, take a moment and reflect on that, because how many of us have done that sometimes and said that, I don't have the right people. I don't have this. Men are if men are so X, Y, and Z, then you're gonna be loaded with a bunch of women around you who are ABC, right? And you'll
Right.
never be able to see truly someone who has all the value that you're looking for.
Yes.
This is true. Okay, so let's talk about
Okay.
what's true. What's true? First thing, you deserve to think, feel, and be more. You deserve it. It's an entitlement. It's a right. It's something that we have as a gift from God. If you don't believe in God, then I would say to you, as a unique brand, as a person who has your own special DNA, social security number, hair, head count,
Yes.
fingerprint, thumbprint, toe print, you have the ability and the right to think, feel, and be more than any circumstance that seems impossible.
Absolutely.
That's the truth.
That's
That's what you need to know.
That's the truth.
Okay.
And also, you were destined to have a superior position in life, not to feel inferior based on, other people's setbacks or mindsets that, may try to steer you in a certain direction.
Amen. Amen. The third truth is that having a healthy mindset or having a healthy perspective governs your ability to believe the best in mind, body, and spirit.
Yes.
Because guess what? When we start feeding our minds with a filthy point of view, a filthy attitude, our body starts to reek of all of that negativity, right?
And you can come through the door looking fabulous. I mean, I'm talking about
5,000 on your back.
Fabulous hair, fabulous shoes, fabulous
Your red
makeup. But you reek of it.
Yeah, but everybody's like, but she look mean.
Like,
Mean spirited.
and with the smile on your
Yes,
face, by the
people
way.
can read right through
you
it.
can read right through it.
Yeah, and I mean we all have seen it and know that you don't need to call nobody by name. You don't need to text them that, but you just need to identify with the fact that you can't mask it, and that your spirit is yearning to teach you more, teach your mind more, because there's a truth that's in there, and it's in your spirit place where your truth lies.
Absolutely. You know what I was thinking? We're fearful. We're so afraid to think the best.
Totally.
We're so afraid.
True. It's so true.
Because what if I get hurt?
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
it don't work out that way?
Yeah. Or
So
what
we're
if it's
afraid of
absolutely
it.
amazing?
Yes.
And I've never seen amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so listen, at this point, we want you to stop and think about one thing in your life that mirrors your perspective. It could be a situation where you didn't grow up in a wealthy family, right? So everything in your life you had to work for. And so you might feel like you got to work for everything. People can't give you anything without wanting something in return, right?
Yes.
So when people come to give you gifts, you side-eyeing like, what they want, what they
Right.
want, what they want. Because you've been trained, or your attitude says that nothing is for free.
Yes.
Think about it. But that might not be you. It could be something else. But what's one area in your life where you can think of your perspective or your point of view and then look at the results that tie into it and say, wow,
Right.
because of my perspective, I'm seeing these results.
Absolutely. Because we say CEO is for them. That's not for me. So we never even consider
No.
the position of CEO.
You get nice and comfortable in that cube, right?
We never even say, what does it take to become a CEO?
Yeah.
Let me go talk to HR about what it takes to become a CEO.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's way out of my, that's out of my realm of possibilities.
Yeah. Yep.
And so we want you to ask yourself, how did I gain this perspective? So whatever that is that you thought about that mirrored whatever you thought about that was in your life that mirrored your perspective, how do you get that perspective?
Yeah.
Mama, daddy.
Life, consequence,
Yep, situations,
girlfriends,
hurt,
Come on. Yes.
Yep.
Right. Exes. What is it? Oh,
Yes.
my gosh, it's so true. And then lastly, what would it take for you to change your perspective? What would you need to modify? What would you need to adjust? What would you need to transition in or out of your life to get your perspective in line with where you want to be?
Yes.
I love that. All right. So before we close out, 5 ways to change your perspective.
Number 1, change your language. Speak your new perspective into existence. Sometimes, guys, we just don't believe it right now, but you can start saying it.
Yeah.
Because you start saying it and you will start believing it. The
It's
more
so
you
true.
say it, it's true.
Because the first time you kind of choke, you be like, you know what? I'm going to be a superstar. I'm going to be a superstar. But by the third, fourth time, you're like, I'm going to be a superstar.
It
Like,
gets more comfortable.
Till the 10th time, I am going to be a superstar. I'm going to transform lives. And as a result of that, it's going to put me in platforms that are well beyond my means. And the world will come to know my gifts.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Come on, somebody.
But it takes a minute.
It takes a minute.
It takes a minute
Take a
sometimes,
minute.
but you can start speaking it now.
Yep. And you know what? Okay, y'all, I'm telling y'all a secret. And one day Oprah's going to laugh real hard at me. Okay. I used to practice. I think I told y'all this before. I used to practice in the mirror, my interview with Oprah.
Yes, which I love. I don't know if you said
imagine.
interview with Oprah. I think you said Vogue.
Okay. Well, my interview with Vogue too. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
well,
all
look,
right.
all my secrets coming out today.
Yes.
I used to practice my interview. First of all, I used to practice like what would I do if I were hosting and what kind of questions I would want to ask
Yes.
people. But I would watch Oprah. I've been watching Oprah since I was a kid, right?
Right.
And I would look at the questions that she asked the stars or like people that she valued as a thought leader.
Right.
And I would ask myself those questions and
That's
practice
so
the
good.
answers in the mirror. I've been doing this since I was...
But that's so good. That's good. I'm telling you,
So
that is
hopefully
good.
I'm equipped for the day that she wants to interview the great girlfriends
will
on Super
be.
Soul Sunday, Oprah, on
You will.
OWN.
Absolutely.
Anyway, sorry, I digress. All right, number 2, renew your mind. You have to educate yourself on what's true. You know, when I realized that I had not connected with my spirit being,
Yes.
I renewed my mind on what was true about my spirit. That then permeated into my mindset, and then it built up a mount, like a whole well of wisdom that I now use to invigorate my body, to activate my life, to ignite myself, everyone else. Like I use that stuff daily, and I know it sounds so cheesy, and it's actually very cliche, but it's true.
Yes.
When you renew your mind, you transform your world.
Your entire
world and your family.
Yeah.
Because again, when I killed the idea of scarcity, what did that give my kids?
Right.
What did it give Kwaku?
Right.
I mean, legs up, like abundance. I'm just saying. You pour your legs up. Because I pour more into my marriage because I
Right.
don't think it's ending. I think it's just beginning.
Right.
So I do
Right.
more. I'm excited more. I'm more energized. I'm
It's
looking
so
at Brandon's
true.
like, what you got for me? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
the renewal of the mind.
It's so true.
If you change the way you look at things, you look at change.
Oh,
Ain't
that's
that good?
amazing. You
That's
just
by
cracked
Wayne
me up
Dyer.
with that legs up.
Legs up.
Oh.
That's and that's gonna show up on the Facebook group, I'm sure.
That's definitely going to show up on the
But
Facebook
I'm just saying,
group.
girlfriends, I'm just saying, when you believe your marriage is built to last, you invest. Leg up, back, sideways. You twisting them behind your neck because you want all of the abundance of the marriage. Yes. I'm saying. That was for free.
And now I have to come behind that. Number 3 is just exposure. Going out, doing more, seeing more, immersing yourself in new ideas and adventures. Like just
oh my God.
I mean, I'm telling you, I worked with a coach one time, business coach one time, and I used to tell him, he used to say, what do you do for relaxation? What do you do to rejuvenate yourself? And at the time I was working full time, going to school and running HFR. And I was like, well, Ellen, I don't really have much time to, go and do those things. And he said, you don't have an option not to. Because when you're out doing something else, that's when your mind is free to think and dream and play, and that's when ideas flow.
Yeah.
Not when you're stressed and when you're like bogged down with the work.
Yeah.
And he said that to me, and I'll never forget it ever. And I make it a part of my life now. Like when I'm got a ton of stuff to do, sometimes I will go and walk in the park when I got a million things to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I just need to see something new and something different, and it like stimulates me. And what I thought was a 5-hour block of work becomes like an hour.
Yes.
Because it gets easier. I've come up with ways to make this way easier.
I think it's Tim Ferriss, the 4-Hour Work Week. He talks a little bit about that in his book about it's part of you creating a mental clarity, like clearing space and prioritizing things in your mind. And that, what he said is so true. That exposure, like doing that, game changer.
Game changer.
I love that. Number 4 is shutting out the noise. Okay, now this one is major. Things that don't add value to your perspective. Listen, if I feel like I'm deficient in friendships, do I go watch shows where women are being petty and fighting over friendships? Will that feed my soul? Absolutely not.
Wow.
It wouldn't, right?
It would not.
Or if I feel like, my whole family's been obese, so that's just the inevitable for me. I'm big boned.
Yes.
Right? Or I got a little more padding.
Right.
Does that mean that I just go immerse myself into foods that don't serve me and into friendships where everyone's padded like me so I feel comfortable? I have to change my perspective,
Absolutely.
right? I have to start shifting my idea that those habits belong to me.
Absolutely. And sometimes we're in these situations and we don't even know we're in them.
We don't know.
We don't even realize that everyone around us have a limiting belief around something.
Right.
And so we're wanting to do, let's say we're wanting to do M.
Yeah.
But these people are stuck on ABC.
Yeah.
And you're talking to them about M and they're like, girl,
I'm trying to keep my lights on.
Right.
Like you're talking about building a business. You're talking about investing. I'm trying to pay my bill.
Right.
What? Like we're not on the same wavelength.
Not on the same wavelength.
No.
And if you continue to just stay around that, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to break out. It's so difficult to get things done, to do something different, to see a different life.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. We have to learn how to silence the noise and the people and the circumstances and all of the fears and all the things that are coming against that thing we know we deserve.
Absolutely. You know what I just thought about?
What'd you think about?
People do that in certain cities. Oh, girl, Atlanta. Girl, Atlanta is Oh, I just need to get out of Atlanta. So you start making it about your environment.
Can I tell you something about Atlanta?
Yes.
I have never, with the exception of Atlanta, have I been to a city where the women know statistically how they are underserved. Like, I think the statistic in Atlanta is like 18-1 women to men. Do you know in Atlanta I've had at least 5 different women who don't know each other quote that stat to me about the scarcity in Atlanta. Girl, it's 22-1, 18-1. And I'm like, so why do y'all know this stat?
Like any dude in that city is winning because if all the people around you, all the women around you think that it's scarcity, you become you look at a hot mess, but you're a hot commodity.
Right. And you're like 18-1, 18. I'm number 17. I'm number. What is that? I just wanted to note that about Atlanta.
On a regular day, this dude couldn't buy a date.
I know. He go to Atlanta.
And now he got options.
He got options. He got 18 options. Let me stop. All right, number 5, Brandis.
Number 5.
Oh my gosh.
If you want to change your perspective, continue to listen to the Great Girlfriends.
Now, see, that's a mic drop right there.
We got you.
That's a mic drop. Y'all better know it.
But stay encouraged by listening to things that are committed to your growth. And
Absolutely.
we're committed to our growth. Because let me tell you, half the time we're doing these podcasts, we're learning so much. So we're committed to our growth. We're committed to your growth. Be, surrounded by things that will continue to grow you, things that will continue to stimulate you.
Absolutely. I love that.
And challenge you.
Come on, because that's good. It's healthy. I love this quote I just found. It says, the right perspective makes the impossible possible.
Girl, it does. Let me tell you.
I'm living the impossible.
What?
I am.
I see the impossible all the time.
So much of my life never was supposed to be, couldn't be, wasn't told me couldn't happen, wasn't supposed to, that never works. I'm living all of those. Like, I could go on and on and on.
And on and on.
I mean, we're living the impossible. I mean, and we're in the days of the impossible. We've seen an African-American president, and Lord knows in America, that was impossible.
It was impossible.
You know, and what we're up against the possibility of a female president.
Right.
You know, there are things that the right perspective make possible.
Absolutely. It's so interesting.
Yeah. Oh, we love you, girlfriends. We love you. We want to thank those husbands.
Yes.
Yo, we got another meeting with them in 2 weeks. Pray for us.
Oh, please pray for us, guys. but we got some stuff. We got some things that are about to pop off.
That's right. If you're listening to this, New York City, we are having a workshop and a mastermind coming very soon. Brandis can't even believe I just said that out loud.
I cannot. Y'all should see my face, because that would be me, and Sybil would be ready to knock my chair over.
I'm taking a page from your book. We are hosting our New York workshop. It's going to be on developing your personal girlfriend brand.
Yes.
And that's going to be taking place, I think, December 3rd. Y'all just dropped my phone. Sorry.
November 30th.
November 30th. Excuse me. November 30th. And then a mastermind for 2017 is taking place on December 14th. Mm-hmm. Location and all that information will be in our Facebook group, so make sure you're there. And we're also sending out information over our email newsletter, so make sure you're signed up. Last but not least, you do not want to wait and sign up, because we are limiting slots so we can have a very intimate workshop and connection, with the women that are there.
Absolutely.
Excited. And I think we're probably at 30% sold by word of mouth already. So
it's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited about all the things we have in the works.
Woo woo! All right, so hubbies,
thank you. And so let me tell you, my nephew called me the other day, and he said, "You thank your husband, you thank your sister, you thank your mama, your daddy, your aunties, but you do not thank your nieces and nephews." Oh. Actually, he said you do not thank your nephew. He wasn't worried about his sister.
Isn't that sad? Oh my God. So Josh.
No, this was PJ.
Oh, this was PJ.
Yes.
The little.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, kids and nephews.
Nephews and nieces and sisters and our aunts and uncles and our mom.
That is hilarious.
I know. Wow. Hilarious. He was listening in the car with my sister.
Oh.
So he's like, yeah.
PJ, we love you, PJ.
We do.
I can't wait to see him, right?
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's a boo.
So thank all of you, and girlfriends, thank you for trusting us as your go-to source for everything life, love, and laughter. Make sure you are listening to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Republic, Podcast Bean, Blueberry. Did I mention the website, thegreatgirlfriends.com?
Absolutely. And then check us out on social. Our Twitter is
_great GFS.
Instagram,
The Great Girlfriends.
And then our Facebook,
The Great Girlfriends.
Also, make sure you join our private group on Facebook, because it is absolutely incredible.
It is.
You want a support group full of amazing women? They're in that group.
Yes, I love it. And that's under The Great Girlfriends as well. All right, girlfriends and guy friends and PJs and everyone that's listening, PJ. Make sure you post your questions, share with your friends. Keep listening
and keep being a great girlfriend.
I'm Sybil.
And I'm Brandis.
And we're signing off.
Bye, guys.
Peace.